So today I'm going to cover 5 common mistakes made in accounting. And trust me, I have made all of these mistakes. So hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and not make them in your career. So number 1 is data entry error, meaning an invoice was $10,000, but I might have accidentally typed in 100,000. So what can you do to prevent this from happening in your career? Well, let's say you have to key up 400 transactions for the day. I understand your boss is probably breathing down your neck. The controller is asking where the GL upload is, but I want you to pause, take a break, and review everything before you hit submit. Review, review, review. Second up, misclassifying an expense. For example, I, for a certain entity, would receive transactions from a third party and then need to upload them in the general ledger. Well, I had gotten burned before because not every expense was classified correctly from the third party. So again, review, review, review. For example, if the account was classified as $100 to internet, but truly it was supposed to go to telephone, it's my job as the accountant to ensure every expense is under the correct account classification. Third, bank recon. Believe it or not, banks can make errors. Early on in my career, in my first staff accountant job, I was having trouble getting a certain account to reconcile compared to the bank statement. So I showed something as a reconciling item, and then it wasn't clearing and it wasn't clearing. And I had gone to my accounting manager and I'm like, hey, I see the transaction for it. It's not on the bank statement. The bank is saying it doesn't exist. Well, it was a good thing that I brought that to my manager's attention because the bank had actually missed it. So it's so important for you to keep an accurate bank reconciliation. And if there are errors, take it up with your bank immediately. The date. It is so key because when you're recognizing revenues, revenue is earned in the period incurred. You get the transaction, it's April 17th. So when you're making your journal entry, you type in April 17th, the amount, you got it to the correct expense account, but the sale took place in March. So they did not show the revenue for Q1. The revenue was shown for Q2 because you put a date of April. Wrong, 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 wrong. Your dates must be correct. Revenue must be recognized in the period incurred, meaning I should have written March down on a date. So I have had to unwind many entries in my time because I just wrote today's date. Again, beginning accounting error. Check your dates, review your transaction. Another shocker, 5th in the last item, software. Oh yes. You would think this $100,000 software you're using, or even more, and I work for a Fortune 200 company, I'm sure whatever software I'm using costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. And guess what? It has broken before and given me incorrect results. So what can you do if you're a new accountant and maybe you're not the most confident yet in your career? Check what happened in the prior quarter or the prior month. And if your variance is material, ask your boss. Say, hey, I'm pulling this amount out of the general ledger and I'm getting a weird number. Can you take a look at this? And your boss right away will know this isn't updating, this is broken, or yes, we sold that block of business. I do expect this low number. So make sure your software is working. And a quick recap, data entry error, misclassifying an expense, bank reconciliation, the date, and finally, software. And remember, a lot of these issues can be prevented up front by reviewing your work. So let me know, what kind of accounting videos would you like to see in the comments below?